He's in Dhaka. He's a professor of armed conflicts and journalism at the Daffodil International University. Appreciate you taking the time to speak to us. And if we think about the events we've just been seeing, from the military parade taking place in Beijing, you had the leaders of China, North Korea, Russia there, Putin and Kim Jong Un embracing at one point. I mean, the solidarity seems pretty clear, and it was very friendly relations between those three leaders. By comparison, you look at Europe and Ukraine and NATO and America, and you've got Mark Rutte there saying, we'll try and work out how much support there will be coming from the United States. We're going to try and work out how we're going to provide security guarantees. Is there more solidarity on Russia's side than on Ukraine's?
Most definitely. I mean, the global south are getting brought together, and this is no small part, and thanks to what Trump and the West has been doing these past months. I mean, he's been creating this unity, whether it be India, Russia, China, North Korea. Yeah, and as you rightly note, I mean, you got Rutte doing these weasel words, oh, this or that. Okay, what does he say exactly? He says absolutely nothing. He talks about unity, but there is no unity. And if they're talking about security guarantees, who's going to guarantee? Because he can't. He said he has to try and get the US involved, which means the US isn't currently involved. And Europe is in an utter state of decay and chaos, unable to guarantee. So you're absolutely right. It's like looking at night and day when looking at the global north and the global south at the moment.
I mean, there does seem to me to be a lack of clarity in terms of those supporting Ukraine. And an example of that is President Trump threatening sanctions on Russia. He said that he even gave a date in August that there would be sanctions would begin if Russia didn't stop the killing. That date's gone. Vladimir Putin seems to have sidestepped the sanctions by being willing to have that meeting in Alaska. That's been and gone. So do you think that Donald Trump will follow through with his threat of sanctions?
Well, I think the problem is that his sanctions threat have been well overused. I mean, he's tried the same thing against India, and look where that's got. Against Russia, I mean, what else? I mean, Russia's the most sanctioned country on the planet, and it is not having any effect, or a minimal effect on Russia. It's having a greater effect on what is left of the European economies. And if he causes an effect on oil supply, I mean, the first thing that's going to happen is the gas prices domestically in the US will go up. And that will just, he will be absolutely vilified and will be well, I mean, finished politically as a result, because those gas prices are hitting Americans in the pocket, and that they can relate to.
Speaking of politics, I mean, it's an issue that Vladimir Putin has brought up, and I'm loath to support him on this, but I mean, it is real-world issues, this. President Zelensky has already long outstayed his mandated time in office. He was voted in for several years. That time has long finished. How long can the war continue for before Ukrainians say we need to have an election and decide on a new leader? And if there was a new leader, what impact would that have on the war?
Well, I think that it's interesting you say that, because if we look now, I mean, what is happening with Zelensky? All of a sudden, he's been, the dust has been blown off him, and Zelensky is, I mean, although he kind of pledged his support to Zelensky. I mean, if Zelensky is told to go, I mean, there is nothing. And if we note what he said, I think it was today or yesterday, Zelensky said that Russian military science is something to learn from. And that to ban the quoting of Russian military science in Ukraine is only negatively affecting Ukraine. So, I mean, this is not accidental in terms of timing or the content of what is being said by Zelensky. I suspect we might see something happening relatively soon if these kinds of things are being said openly in the media.
Greg, great to speak to you. Thanks for your input. Greg Simons is my guest. He's a professor of armed conflicts and journalism at the Daffodil International University in Bangladesh.